everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are doing a journal with me video. This is going to be for the second week of June. I'm going to split this video into two parts so it's not too long and there's not too many layouts in one single video. I hope you guys like that way, but before we start, I need to clean this mess here so I have a clean desk to work with. So let's go ahead and start doing that, and we can go ahead and start journaling. Now let's move to my desk. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the insert from my traveler's notebook just to make things easier for me to work with. And I'm just gonna put my traveler's notebook on the side. Today we are going to be working on 3 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That is for the second week of June, so it's gonna be June 8th, 9th, and 10th. By the way, just a heads up, if you guys hear strange noises on the background, that is my dog French Fry is snoring. So I warned you. But anyway, so for this day, nothing crazy happened. So I just decided to go with a male theme. Because this day I actually had to go to the post office to drop off some pen pal letters, as well as to buy some postage stamps. So besides that, I just worked all day. So because there was really nothing else going on that day, I just decided to do a male theme. So I grabbed a bunch of postage stamps and the vintage stamp right there that says 08. That paper is actually printable that I got it from the Etsy shop called Notebook Archive. She is on Instagram as well by the same name. So if you like that, definitely go check her out. She does those amazing printables. And it's very cheap as well, and then you can just print it yourself. And I printed in this vintage paper, this yellow vintage paper that I got on Amazon. But anyway, so I'm just looking through my stash and seeing if I can find any type of like old tags and different stamps that I can use it for this layout. And I cut a piece of a book page that I got from a book that I have that I use for the sole purpose of ripping out pages out of it. This book has quite a bit of a yellow page already, but I usually like to distress those pages with my distress ink from Tim Holtz, so it makes even an older vintage look to the page. So I'm just gonna use that as the base for my theme. And I'm just gonna use my multi-surface glue stick. I got that one from Michael's, and this is from the Recollections line. Great glue stick. I never have any issues with that glue. So if you are in the lookout for a glue stick, definitely check that one out. But yeah, so I grabbed one of the stamps that I got. It actually came with this extra a sticker that kind of like had a sample of the flowers that the postage stamps came with. So I just grabbed that one and I put it in the collage just to be something from the day for me to have it there. And I just grabbed one of those old vintage stamps, not stamps, sorry, label that I got it from Tim Holtz at Joanne. And yeah, I'm just putting everything together and just adding some layers to the layout. And I'm just gonna go ahead and included some washi tape there on the top. This yellow washi tape I got from Michael's as well. I'm pretty sure it's from the Recollections line, and I got very recently. If you're curious at all about any of the stationery supplies that I use, most of them are in my stationery hauls, and the ones that are not, I'll make sure to mention if you're still able to buy them. But I'll link the playlist here above on the screen if you are interested in watching that later. But yeah, so I'm just adding some scrap papers to the corner right there, and all of those papers that I'm using today, it's from Tim Holtz. It's one of the paper pads that I got at Joann. But I'm just fussy cutting, not fussy cutting, but like ripping some piece of scrap papers and just add it to the layout. And I just decided to unglue that tag and added the extra piece of paper right there. And I think I'm gonna call it good. I'm just gonna add it a little bit of that extra paper on the corner right there to add it some more layers to that corner. I thought was just too simple with just the washi tape, but I'm gonna probably call it good. Once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna edit some washi tape there in the corner. Actually, not washi tape, it's the same paper. There's also from Tim Holtz, and I'm pretty much done with this layout here. You're gonna notice that I'm gonna try to write it with my fountain pen, but I didn't realize that the ink was done. I completely finished the ink on that pen, so I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna bother right now to replacing the ink. I just went ahead and grabbed my La pen, and I'm just going ahead and writing down the day of the week. For the date, I'm not writing down any numbers because I already have the 08 on that postage stamp right there, indicating that today is the 8th. So that is enough for me for date indication. So I'm just writing down the day of the week that it is, so I know. I usually like to write it down, at least the date and the day of the week, so I know, you know, which day it is that I'm journaling. Anyways, moving on. The second layout, this day here, I spent my entire day recording YouTube videos, and one of the videos that I recorded was a DIY tutorial video teaching you guys how to make this scrapbook paper collage roll that you see right there in the video. So I just decided, you know what a better way to demonstrate what I did that day than I actually grabbed some of those collages that I actually made it in that day from the videos that I recorded and actually use it in my layout. And I actually loved it how this layout turned out, because I had it already, the collage pre-made it right there. It was just so much easier for me to mix and match a couple of other different pieces of scrap papers into this layout and call it good. As you notice in this layout that I grabbed from the paper roll, from the collage roll, some of the items was a piece of, the book page, and some of that green paper that was from Tim Holtz as well. So I just had to include some extra pieces and bits of the same papers that I use on that collage, and I was pretty much almost done with the entire. I could leave it that way that it is right there. I think already looks very good. I'm just gonna add some bits of a paper just to add more of a of a texture to the page, and I'm gonna add some stamping with the stamp that I got at Michael's, and I'm using one of my green memento inks. Those are one of my favorite ink pads. So I just grabbed a couple of them at Michael's as well, and I have a couple of different colors. So I just use the same green, and that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna add some washi tapes, same washi tapes that I use on the collage, but that's pretty much it. And I really liked it. So this was the first time of me making those collage paper rolls, and you know, I can see now why is it so useful, because sometimes you're so busy and you don't have time to you know, to decorate a page, but you still want your journal to be pretty, and you know, you have nice layouts. And that paper receipt collage, it really makes it your life much easier. So if you haven't had the chance to watch that video, that DIY tutorial video that I teach you how to make that scrapbook paper collage roll, I'll link it above here on the screen so you can check it out later. I highly recommend, especially if you're busy and you don't have time, you know, a lot of time to sit down and actually decorate your journal. That's a great way to easily have something hand to decorate your journal when you know, you don't have time. Plus, it's a great idea to use it to send some extra collages to your pen pals. But yeah, but moving on, that's the last layout here that we are going to be working with. This was Wednesday, yesterday, Wednesday, June 10th. And this day I spent a lot of my day also just working in editing videos and recording. So not a lot happened this day. So I explained that in my last journal with me video, and I'll link above here on the screen if you want to check it out, that one later as well. But I explained that I usually, if there is a day there's not really something very meaningful going on in that day, I like to take advantage of those layouts to play with it and actually add a different different decoration that I wouldn't otherwise do it, because especially vintage and florals and you know, dolls, those are not something that is part of my daily life. It's not that often that I get to edit those layouts and make sense to what happened to my day. And because I like to always have something in my layouts that remind me of what happened that day, it's not very often that I get to use those you know, those items. So I love when I have days that, you know, there's nothing really a lot of special going on, because I can play with my layout. I can edit florals and vintage and dolls, and it still make it pretty, but don't have to have a theme behind the layout or the theme of the page. So that day, like I said, I just spend most of my day just filming and recording videos. So I just decided to go with a blue floral theme and added a doll to it. Now I didn't know that I actually had a doll that was holding a camera, and when I found this paper doll there, I was like, oh my god, this was perfect, because she was wearing blue as well and a little bit of yellow, and she was holding a camera. I was like, it ended up working out anyways, based on the, you know, of what I did that day. But I not necessarily needed to have all my layouts matching with what happened, especially when there's not really nothing important happening or nothing special happening. But yeah, so I'm just adding a little bit of a doily to the you know, whatever was left over on the left side, on the right side, I just put on the right so I can edit the date. And I'm just using my Micron Sigma pen number 01 and to put the date, and that's pretty much it. I'm done with my layouts. I'm just gonna bring in close so you guys can have a close look in all of the layouts that I made it today. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing if you like videos like this. Yeah, I make videos every Monday through Friday, and I'll catch you next time for the next video, which will be tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out again with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.